Thank you for joining me once again, me and Bella, and my McDonald's coffee. I'm just kind of relaxing this morning, thinking about looking forward to Saturday, which is our school reunion. And I was thinking, here I am 90. I might be the oldest one there. And then I remembered that I was talking to my brother Norman, and he was telling me that the gentleman that is in charge of the family reunion was in a class ahead of me, and that he just thought I was the greatest. Well, I don't even remember ever saying a word to him, period. He was a basketball star. I never even, I was just a sophomore, and he was a junior. So anyway, Norman said, did you know he was the one that helped you get elected basketball queen? Because it was a vote, popularity vote. I had no idea. So I think he might be 91. So he may be the oldest one at our high school reunion. But James is going to take me, and we'll have a meal with all those people that are there. And I don't know if I'll know any of them or not, but I'm looking forward to it. So this is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing. It's all rainy here. Thunderstorms are supposed to come. And did I ever tell y'all how I love rainy days? I know I'm different. My husband says, another gloomy day. I don't say that. I say it's another refreshing day. With the rain coming down, he said it makes the grass grow and I have to mow all the time. He don't ride any mowers. Who's he kidding? He said when he was a boy, number 3 did, that's how he made money, was mowing lawns. And when he was 24 years old, he started trading and buying houses. And he's been doing houses since he was 24 years old. And he told me how he got some of them. He would swap motorcycles, cars, for an old beat-up house over in Louisville, Kentucky. And he would fix it up himself and then sell it. Until then, him and his wife, at one time in his past, he had 100 houses. Well, all that money went down the tubes in the stock market, a lot of it. Of course, she passed away several years ago. But she was a blessing to him. He told me, because she worked with him and they worked together. And I work as little as possible with him. I tell you what, I don't even help him with those curtains. He'll go to put curtains in a house, and I say, now you can arrange it this way, that way, or the other. He said, I don't like it. I said, you're not the one's going to live here. Let somebody, look, it looks good. I like it. Think out of the box. Finally, I said, I'm not helping you with your curtains anymore. If I can't do it the way I want it, I'm not helping you. So he just does his curtains, and I don't. The Bible says be anxious for nothing. And I tell you the truth, I'm not anxious about it. Let him take care of those curtains. He always hangs curtains and puts mini blinds and throw rugs, and he puts stoves and refrigerators and fans, which is good. He fixes his houses that he sells and rents really nice, but he gets a lot of it at yard sales. That's his secret. People, did you know people put a fan up? These people where you go to these nice neighborhood yard sales, and there is a fan in the box, and it's like brand new. And I'll say, or James will, why are you selling this fan? Oh, my wife didn't like the color. Why are you selling this? Well, we decided to change everything in the house, including all the doorknobs. And they're like new. These people have got more money than they do sense. Well, we put it in these houses, and they're good because they're just like new. I learned so much from James about fixing houses up. that right before I married him, I had a little money. So I decided to buy me a house and flip it. That's what they call flipping houses. And he's flipped a lot of houses in his time. You buy an old house and you spend money on it and fix it up and put new appliances in it and sell it. And then you've made some money. Now, I did this probably 16, 17 years ago before we ever got married or anything. Let's see, I've known him since 2004. But anyhow, you go to a sheriff's sale here and you buy them, you bid on them. So I bidded on this one and I got it for $30,000. But it needed a lot of work. Well, I hired help. James helped me hire help. We could get help back then. And I spent quite a bit of money on it. I thought it was a lot of money. I spent $15,000 on it. And then I decided it was ready to go. I put all new appliances. I redid the floors. I painted all the walls pretty. We fixed the yard. I spent $15,000. And I thought that was a lot of money, but it looked spiffy. So I put it in the Tribune, and I had a real estate fella. I don't even remember who it was. It's been a long time ago. But they said, well, how much do you want for this place? I tell you what I did. I didn't put it with the real estate. I put it in the Tribune and sold it myself. I remember now. Y'all are bringing back my memories as I talk to y'all. I'm 90 years old. Sometimes it comes and sometimes it goes. But I remember now, I said, I'm going to sell this house myself. I'm not going to get a real estate agent. We knew some real estate agents. In fact is, one of them came by, 967 Andy, who has been a close friend for years, that has his fishing channel and everything. They've been friends for so long. But Andy looked it over and he said, well, I think you might get 65. And I said, 65? It's all the time I've put in this and all. I said, I want $75,000 and not a penny less. I have made my mind up. So I put it in the Tribune. And at that time, the Tribune was running their paper all over. Anybody could tune in and read the advertisements in the Tribune. So I put it in the Tribune for $75,000. And I had this lady come from way off. I don't know. She lived in down in Kentucky somewhere. I don't remember where she lived, but it was a long distance. She said, I want to come look at it, and I want to relocate, and I want to live in New Albany, Indiana. I said, well, come on, I'll show it to you. So she came. Don't you like this? This is a new scarf I found, and it's fun. I am not going to do a burlesque show, though this would work. Grandma, what thoughts you get? Shame on you. Anyway, I might do one for James. I'm married. But anyway, so she came and she looked. She said, I really like this. And don't you know, she put a down payment on, a good down payment. She says, well, I know I can get the money, and I'm going to buy this house for $75,000 over on Corb Avenue. And she bought it. And we drive past there ever so often. And she has let it grow up into a jungle. She planted a lot of plants, and it's beautiful. The way she says, I'm settling here, and she was a lady alone. But she had friends in New Albany. So we call it New Albany. It's New Albany. I love this town. I'll tell you the truth. When I was a little girl, I always tell the truth. I don't know why we say that. Like I tell lies part of the time. No. I don't tell lies. My conscience would get me. Flip, flip, flip. So anyway, I had an uncle that lived in New Albany, and he had children. And one of the girls was my age. And I would come and spend the weekend with her. And for a nickel, 5 cents, and I usually would have a few nickels, you could ride the streetcar as long as you liked all over New Albany, Indiana. So me and her would put our nickels in, and they didn't make you get off. We just rode and we just looked at all of New Albany. And this morning, as we went to the Y, James takes different streets so he can see if there's any houses for sale he might want to buy, because he might be 82 years old, but he's still an investor, and he invests in houses. Well, anyway, he saw one this morning that was interesting, and it was a new real estate agency. He said, well, I never heard tell of that one. So we take different streets. So I still get to ride all through New Albany. We go sightseeing. I say, honey, are you sightseeing again? That's what he's doing. His little niece that him and his wife took to raise, she's 30 years old now, Megan. She's a doll baby. I just love her. And I'm her stepmommy, but I love her. She is so adorable. But anyway, she used to ride around with Uncle Jim. That's what she calls him instead of Daddy. She said, so he had a truck, an old truck. He said, she told him, she says, you know, Uncle Jim, there's some really pretty trucks out there. How comes you have this old beat-up truck? Well, he's thrifty. He would fix that old beat-up truck every time he needed to. But she would ride around with him, and she'd say, where are we going now? Looking at houses. Because she got so tired of looking at houses. And sometimes I get a little tired of it too. Some of them I like, but some of them hopeless that he looks at. And you know, sometimes he likes the hopeless ones because he likes to bring them back to life. And I've seen him do it more than once. He can do it. The man knows how. But help is hard to find in this day and age. You cannot hardly find anybody that wants to work since the pandemic. I don't know where they went, but you can't find them. That's life. So he's still got a couple of faithful men, and thank God for that. And he has to do so much mowing, but that's his problem. He was saying something this morning about he didn't know what he was going to do about something, and I told him, I said, don't sweat the small stuff. Some of that you're mentioning is not that important. Let it go. I am learning how to not sweat the small stuff. That's an old saying. I think a book came out about that or something. So I'm not sweating the small stuff. I'm just enjoying life one day at a time. God is good. Talking to you kiddos on YouTube. And I saw Chit Chat with Granny Pat yesterday. And she has got such a collection of costume jewelry. It's not really real jewelry, it's costume jewelry. And she has collected over the years. And she had a table full, and it was fascinating. I never saw so much jewelry, except at the flea market. It's there. It's everywhere. And she has got a collection from the years ago, and she had on a black blouse, and she would put them on and pose for them. She's 88, and she just keeps on keeping on, and I just love her. But I gotta admit, Pat, I couldn't make it the whole hour, but I watched a lot of it, so there. And people don't make it through mine when it's only 14 or 15 minutes. That's life. I don't care. Y'all do what you want to. It's a free country. I like these earrings this morning, and I like to flip this. So y'all walk that path. You know, in the Bible, many times it talks about walking the path. So y'all walk that path that would be pleasing to Jesus. And I love you. God bless you. I pray for you. Bye-bye.